and thank you for tuning into Behind Marketing Lines, where stories fuel growth. I'm your host, Zeeshan, and today my guest is a fellow insurance marketer, Reham Abdallah. Reham, good to have you behind Marketing Lines.
Thank you so much, Zeeshan, for having me here. It's a pleasure, really. I really love the idea of the podcast and the theme, and I think it's really very unique in linking marketing with the different marketing aspects and linking the marketing to businesses and hearing like marketing reviews from different marketeers from different industries all in one podcast. That's amazing.
Appreciate your kind words. Well, we started this so that we can support marketers like us. We can bring out the marketing stories. Which brings me to the first question. Let's say your story.
Yeah.
So, if your life was a movie, what's the opening scene like and what's the title?
It would say the next big bet.
Oh, okay.
I feel life is just a couple of decisions that you take. You're taking risks with every decision that you actually make. So it's just like you take the leap of faith. You take the decision, make the decision.
True.
Either it will be highly rewarding, or we can say a failure that will be a lesson in the future.
That is correct. So we learn something. And what's the opening scene like? How does it start?
It would start me maybe 10 years in the future,
Okay.
sitting in a big boardroom, and I'm interviewing someone who's young, ambitious, like all of us when we were during our first interview.
So true.
And the camera just zoom on the reflection of this candidate in my eyes. And I have a lot of flashbacks about all the big decisions that I had to take and I will take, the successes that I made due to these decisions and the failures as well.
That is very interesting. What if your life was a book? Which chapter are we at right now?
A book, I think, the resilience audit.
Okay.
For me, as I told you, life is full of decisions, full of risk. And of course, with all these risks, you have to have the resilience to face the challenges. You're taking the leap of faith. You don't know what will happen, actually.
Right.
So now at this stage of life, the resilience audit, or in other words, the balancing the high growth life. I'm at a stage of life juggling with my career, with the kids, family, personal, a lot of big decisions for the career-wise, a lot of big decisions on personal aspects.
Right.
So I need to use my energy wisely. I cannot give the energy and attention for every single decision, a kind of filtration, prioritization for the decisions I want to make, to be able to really use my energy efficiently on topics which has really high impact and value in my life.
How did you get into marketing? What's your origin story? Did you study marketing and decided that, I'm going to get into marketing?
Actually chose me. I think
interesting.
So.
Okay.
I'm graduated from, I have a bachelor degree in pharmacy, which was totally away from marketing. And I'm speaking about 16 years ago. 16 years, the marketing was the traditional marketing, TV ads, printed press. We could say more operational marketing. And I was going to an employment fair, putting my CV in a big German pharmaceutical company.
Okay.
And they called me back, and actually, I was thinking that they will call me back for a medical representative, these types of pharmaceutical jobs, or a position in the factory. And their answer was a marketing job.
Interesting.
I didn't know anything about marketing, to be very honest at that point, but I wanted to work. I just want to go to the field and see how corporate life is. And it was a big company at that time. So I just went to marketing. And since then, actually, I fell in love with marketing. This is how I started. And I started moving from pharmaceutical to cosmetics industry, aviation, and finally for the insurance.
Interesting. So you fell for a big brand and that brand made you a marketer. I love the story.
Somehow, yes, yes.
Because, I've seen a lot of people who, switched career and came into marketing. Very rarely I have met someone who started off into marketing and then, went into some other field, because since every day there is a new challenge and it's beautiful. When you see your creation up there on TV or social media or on the billboards, I think it's internally very satisfying.
Definitely it is. As I told you, I'm one of the people that marketing chose me. I didn't like go there, but I'm so happy with this choice and with this destiny. Like I feel this is the right place where I should be.
Along the way, what other companies did you work for?
I worked in the cosmetics because it was very relevant to my pharmaceutical studies.
Right.
And it was amazing experience. I moved to the aviation in a ground handling company for private jets
Right.
in Egypt. That was amazing experience in international marketing because their customer wasn't within the country. It gives you how to do international marketing to bring customers from abroad.
Right.
And finally, with the insurance, all types of insurance, the commercial and the life, the investments.
I think insurance marketing is what we have in common,
Yeah,
right? And I
yeah,
think
yeah.
you've been into insurance more than I have been.
By the way, also insurance is the industry chose me as well. You know, I
Right.
didn't go to insurance. I just take the risk, trying to be visible, available, and I move with the flow.
Interesting. Was the journey smooth so far, or was there any plot twist in between?
I have two main plot twists, we can say.
Right.
Of course, moving from single to married, having my first kid, that
Right.
really hit me hard, but in a positive way. You know, it's you feel that the old me has like gone, and a totally new person is now alive, or I'm starting a new life. I don't even consider it as a chapter.
Right.
The second thing that hit my career when I moved from Egypt to Dubai, I came for a regional position. I'm handling 4 markets. Of course, they are totally different. The market size is bigger, 4 markets compared to 1 market. Market demographics, consumer behavior, motivations, all this was completely different. So it took me a while, I think, to adapt.
Right.
But it was fun. The journey was really fun.
I'm pretty sure. And is there anything that you're working on right now that excites you the most?
Working without excitement, it doesn't work for me. I'm always excited
Right.
for whatever I'm doing, even the simple things. But I would say now in my career, I'm prioritizing like 2 things. Of course, the first thing is catching up with the AI trends
Of course.
that hit the market very hard, and it's really helping and supporting. But still, there are a lot to learn, and also the AI itself is in the evolution phase. They are moving very fast. So every day there's something new every day. So still me and my team are trying to catch up, trying to see how we can utilize this fully to increase our efficiency,
Right.
decrease budgets,
Of
expenses.
course.
We can say AI framework or governance, but I'm sure we will not reach this stable level until maybe, I don't know, 2
I
years.
think that is so true. I think
Yeah.
for it to be mature, I think there is still some time.
Yes.
And are there any challenges along the way that are keeping you up at night?
As marketeers, of course, you know, we have this analytical thinking mindset. Okay.
True.
So at night, it's when the world is silent around you. Okay, and your analytical mindset starts working in silence, and it's like I do care about a lot of things in my life: family, work, job, career. So this analytical thinking, when it's switched on, I keep during the night. Did I do this good? Was it
Right.
the best? What can I do better? Did I a lot of random thoughts. I didn't reply to this WhatsApp. I have to contact this supplier. So
Right.
I'm trying to overcome this analytical thinking or to find a solution, a training, whatever. But still,
If we had to zoom into a day in your life, how does it look like? When do you wake up? What do you do all day? So that, I mean, people who are just hitting the market know that, how to balance the work life and the family life and everything in between.
of course, after having the kids, the life totally, completely changed. I'm an early morning person, we would say. I usually wake up 5:30.
Right.
Be prepared for one of my biggest challenges or battles in the day, to prepare kids for the bus. And this like continues until 6:45.
Right.
Starting from 6:45, we can say 7:30. It's my me time.
Interesting.
Thinking of nothing, and I'm trying to do it on purpose.
Nice.
We can say strategic 30 minutes of strategic silence.
Interesting.
Just my coffee, my tea, and a very nice breakfast. I need to treat myself after this
Of course.
strong battle. I usually also like go to my office from 9 to 5 as everyone.
Right.
But I love going to the office. Like I really love what I'm doing, and even my colleagues and everyone, they are really surprised that I'm going there, very optimistic and high energy, and I would like we're still in the morning.
It's a true marketer speaking.
yeah. I'm excited about everything. And I'm considering also from 9 to 5 is still my me time. I have to
Right.
enjoy because this is what Reham is doing, and to doing for the community, I can
Right.
say. And then after 5 back to home, the second battle, which is dinner and the bedtime,
Right.
and listening to a lot of kids' stories, having a lot of hugs and kisses,
Nice.
bedtime stories. And then maybe by 8:30, again, like it's just my me time, silence, some admin work for the next day related to the family, like usually the family needs, the school
Right.
needs, and the school apps, it requires a lot of effort.
Well, tell me about it. And every day there is a blue day, there is a purple day,
Yeah.
there is a
Or
banana day,
yes.
and then you're like,
Yes.
okay, 8:30 p.m. and you're texting me on one of
Exactly.
the school apps or WhatsApp that, your kid needs to bring this tomorrow. All right.
Yeah. But some now delivery services are really helping without
True.
mentioning 15 minutes and all this. They are lifesavers.
That is so true. Well, if you're listening, good job. What's one lesson in your career that you learned the hard way?
As a marketeer, okay, looking for the silver bullet campaign. It's a myth.
That is true.
Really, really, it's a myth. When I first joined the marketing, I was really excited. I wanted to learn. I was trying to get the best idea, to write the best headline, the best promotional email, spending times like weeks and hours,
Right.
as if this campaign will make up my career. And until I've joined a very nice insurance company, it was a multinational. We had this global marketeers meeting.
Right.
And I met the head of campaigns and global campaigns, he was. And he told me, Reham, it's a myth. There's nothing called the best campaign.
True.
And he gave me actually the right advice, which is like, I prefer you consistently show up for your audiences, increase your conversion by 0.1%, then like looking for this amazing, fantastic campaign. This what will really build a strong brand and keep your customers loyal, keeps you at the top of customers' minds.
If you were to give one piece of advice to future marketers, what would that be?
This advice will save them a lot of hassle, which is crying on LinkedIn over the budgets. So my advice is try to speak the business language.
That is
and
true.
especially one person from the CFO. If you spoke his language, you have your budget secured for the next year.
That is correct.
It's not only about reporting the normal traditional marketing metrics, like engagements, impressions.
They don't need to know that.
They
right?
don't need. They will not
Exactly.
understand it.
That is correct.
But if you speak to them with their language, like Romy, Ross, if you customer lifetime value, cross-selling growth, something that
True.
can be directly linked to the profit and loss sheet, the balance sheet, of the company. This is where or when they will approve your budget. So this is really my advice for any future marketeer. Try to learn it early and try to speak this language, because again, I find people and marketeers on LinkedIn 20 years experience, 25. Our CFO is not convinced. He's not, of course he won't be convinced.
100%. I mean, because marketing traditionally has been known to have the deepest pockets in the company, right? And
Yes.
they say that you guys just go out and spend. Luckily, with the advent of all these digital marketing initiatives, now it's easier for us to attribute, right?
Yes.
We spent $10 per se on X platform, and this is the $200 revenue that we brought in.
Exactly.
So if we are able to show that, I mean, of course, at the end of the day, then the CFO is happy because he can see where are you spending, why are you spending, of course, and what's the value you're bringing in. And even if the initiatives are like awareness related, I think at the end of the day, all they need to know is that, okay, brand was present there, and that is going to ideally have an impact on the top line as well. So don't you worry
Definitely.
about it.
Of course, yeah.
Agreed. I totally agree with you. And what skills or mindsets do you believe will differentiate, future marketers from the marketers who are really something?
The synthesis mindset. You need to be aware of all the marketing channels, how they work. Okay.
Right.
If someone has high ambitions in marketing, he wants to lead a marketing department, he needs to have this synthesis mindset. He needs to know how to connect data to actions. Okay, he needs to be able to build a strategy. He also needs to understand the full customer journey. Okay, starting from the ads to the sales and moving on. So connecting all this, I think, needs to have awareness with all the marketing channels. What is the impact of each channel and what comes first and what comes next? That's very important.
Right.
And again, as we spoke, we are in the AI era evolution. And now the AI can do for you a full campaign. Okay.
So true.
So I think it's not the most innovative marketeer, the one who has a brilliant idea. No, this is not the case. But I would say the AI prompt engineer who can really give the right command to the AI and come up with results that are really relevant to his objectives, really relevant to his brand voice, how to edit it and fine-tune it, not to start from scratch. A consideration of like data privacy, for example, he needs to treat customers' data as sacred, prioritize this. And now with the new laws and the regulations that are happening to the data privacy, it's enforcing this. But me working long time in multinationals, before all this awareness with the data privacy, they really taught us how important is customer data and how you cannot play with it. Like customer trust is really more precious than random clicks and subscriptions and all this.
That is so true. And I totally agree with your first comment as well. I think we need to instill this full funnel thinking in the future marketers, right?
Yes.
That not only creativity, but
Exactly.
the analytical side of things as well. If you're spending X, what are you getting out of it?
Definitely.
So true. I totally agree with you. And to stay sharp, what's one daily habit or ritual that you cannot live without?
To stop strategic thinking for like 30 minutes or strategic silence, I would say. It's really very important and it helps me really to keep sharp for the rest of the day. I don't know, this is what I needed. Some people call it meditation.
Right.
But I don't believe in meditations and all this. I think it's where your mind shut down and you just live in this silence. This really gives me, it's for me, it's like a power nap, it helps me a lot.
That's very interesting, and I really like the name strategic silence.
Yes.
I think listeners, if you can observe this for a week and then tell us in the comments how did it go. I'm going to try that, and I think that 30 minutes, and let's see how it goes, because we really need to take a pause, right? Sometimes I believe even when I'm sleeping, I'm thinking. And
I told you, a marketing analytical mindset, it's non-stop.
True.
Yeah.
That is so true.
Yeah.
So, well, let's try that, and let's go back to Reham and tell her how did it go for us.
Excited to know the feedback.
If you were teaching your younger self a crash course, which chapter are we at right now?
The power of saying no, I would say.
That is very important. Thank you for mentioning that.
Yeah. Look, because I really remember my old self. I was very excited, enthusiastic. I want to try everything. Any request is coming to me, I take it without even pushing back. I think the generation, the new generations, we can say Generation Z and Alpha, they are very good at this. Like anyone in my team from these generations, at the beginning, I was really surprised that they had this courage at this wrong
True.
age. But when I had like thought about it, they are right. They are
So
right.
true.
I'm the one who needs to work on this to save my energy. So I started learning from them. This is something that I really learned from young members to our team. If this request doesn't move a needle towards your business goals or the company business objectives or towards your personal values, so just politely say no, save your energy.
Thank you. I think I also learned it the hard way, but
All our
that is
generations,
a
I
great
think.
advice. That is so true. Because back in the days, I think it was, I mean, for us, the survival of the fittest, right? And we had to show up,
Yes.
and we had to do things which we at times did not want to do, but we did it. One positive thing that came out of it was that we became not the jacks but the masters of all trades, right? We learned
Yes.
everything because the
Exactly.
request came in from the top and we said, look back, I'm available, I will do it. And
Exactly.
personally, I believe it made us better marketers as well because we got to experience things which we were not supposed to experience, right?
Yes,
So in a
100%.
way, it was good, but again, I think then it also put our minds on the multitasking mode as well.
Yeah.
So we
Yeah.
became more analytical, as you said, and we are thinking all the time.
Exactly. Exactly. And let's see in the new generation with this attitude or with this, where would they go? But I really respect this in them. And I'm trying to learn.
Perfect. Now we have a rapid fire round, and you have to choose between the two things that I'm going to mention. You need not give any explanations. Just what do you think? Which one would you choose? So I'll start with a few professional questions.
Yeah.
So SEO versus paid marketing.
AI optimization comes
Okay,
first, then comes SEO, and of course, this will improve the performance of paid marketing.
100%. Brand or performance marketing?
They are totally different. It depends on the company objectives and strategy. I cannot say this or
No, of
this.
course, but which one do you prefer? I mean, usually when you're just
I
getting
love
started.
performance marketing because I can easily get budget approvals.
So true. Creativity or data?
Data.
Startup hustle or corporate structure?
Large corporate.
Books or podcasts?
Podcasts.
LinkedIn or Instagram?
It depends, but I would say in my free time, of course, I would go for for Instagram.
AI or human intuition?
Mix.
Global campaigns or local activations?
Local activations.
TV ads or TikTok reels?
TikTok reels. Without
Right
now.
now, of course, it makes more sense, right? We
Yeah.
need to be where our customers are, and they're
Yeah.
not on TV anymore.
Yes.
Working from office or remote working?
Hybrid.
Risk taking or playing it safe?
Of course, risk taking.
Customer first or product first?
Customer first.
A few personal questions. Coffee or tea?
It depends also what time in the day. Both for me, I love them.
Early mornings or late nights?
Early mornings.
Mountains or beaches?
Beaches, definitely.
Reading or web series?
Web series.
Solo travel or group trips?
Group trips.
Now they have to be, right? Post kids. Are you a minimalist or collector?
Extremely minimalist, and I've experienced a lot of collectors' personalities, and
Right.
I really don't understand them.
City life or countryside?
City life.
Perfect. This is my favorite question. So, if your life was a marketing campaign, what would the tagline be?
Very, very deep, questions, my life. So, because I care. This is my
Right.
only motive in life for everything, single thing I do in my entire life, either personal or on a career perspective. On a career perspective, I care about my job, my employer, my targets, my
Right.
team. So, because I care.
Because you care, I really like it. Perfect. And I'm pretty sure in your life you must have met a lot of gurus, your marketing mentors, your life coaches, your teachers.
Yes.
What's one best piece of advice that you have ever received and you would want to give it to the marketers or anyone who's listening?
Never take criticism personal, okay? Take it as data. Also, at the very beginning, when I was looking for this silver bullet campaign, I was really, our work is really exposed. It really gets a lot of feedback and passes a lot of people, either internal feedback, customers feedback, market feedback. So I used to take the criticism or the feedback very personal. And this is when one of my managers, we had this discussion, Reham, why are you, it's not you, they are, maybe they have feedback on the idea. And like she really directed me, and it doesn't matter whatever a campaign, like it really succeeded, it failed, it's not about you. If there is a feedback, take criticism as feedback. And this feedback means that the process still needs optimization. Either we repeat it, we optimize, but it's never about you. So this is my advice, and this saved me a lot of peace of energy, and gave me a lot of peace of mind. And my perspective when I'm sitting hearing the feedback is now totally completely different.
This is going to stay with me for some time now. We need to learn how to take criticism and how to take rejection, of course.
And do it honestly. Like you don't say it by words, but deep inside your heart, it's fine. Okay.
True. If you were to describe your journey so far in 3 words, what those 3 words would be?
Risk, resilience, rewards.
Wow. So you got to take risks, and you need to stay resilient, and
to get
that
the
is
reward.
100%. I like it. This question will make you a superhero or a superheroine for some time, which you already are. You're a super mom, and you lead a big marketing team as well. If marketing as we know it today was to disappear, what would you want to bring back? So probably you will wear your cape, go out, fight, and bring it back. Which one element?
The most important thing is the core strategic discipline of the marketing.
Right.
This is something that needs to be there. Specifically understanding the customer behavior, customers' motivation. This is very important. And the second thing, the market positioning. How does your product or service fit in the customer life? Okay, how it can add value in the customer life. These are the 2 things that cannot disappear, because if these 2 things disappeared, businesses will disappear, not only the marketing. But again, for any other aspect of the marketing, it's completely evolving, new trends, new channels, new tools. So it's never the same. But these 2 things are the most important things.
100%. And I think vehicles will keep on changing anyways. I mean, it used to be newspaper and paper back in the days, and now they are nowhere to be seen.
Exactly.
I'm pretty sure you must have put a lot of billboards out there throughout your career. But what if you get to put a billboard on Sheikh Zayed Road about yourself? What are you going to
Who will give me the budget? It's expensive nowadays.
So imagine it is right next to the Mall of the Emirates, those 2 big billboards where usually these telecommunication companies are occupying space. Imagine we have you up there. What's written next to you?
I will just try to motivate people and give them hope. So I would write risk, calculate, launch, repeat. Like 4 words.
Interesting. And when the credits roll on your professional journey, what would you want those lines to read?
Why? I have the feeling it's very soon. I still need some time. I didn't do everything I want. Right. Yeah. I would say the journey was the reward. And she finished the race happily and proud.
Interesting. I think for us marketers, the race is never going to finish, right?
And, definitely. With all these new trends, everything, like over 10 years or 16 years that I've worked in marketing. It's totally different.
No, it's interesting. And when you mentioned that you wouldn't want the journey to end so soon, there is this poetry, a verse in Urdu, which says, Zindagi paun adhar jane be anjam abhi, mere zimme hai udhure se kai kaam abhi, which means that, life, please do not go towards the end, because there are a few things that I'm still supposed to do. And I think as marketers, we always have something left to do.
We have something left, let us do this campaign and then we'll be back.
True. That is so true.
Yeah.
Well, Reham, it was a pleasure. Thank you very much. Anything else you would want to add for the audience?
No, I really enjoyed the questions in the podcasts, and I'm always following up the podcast series. It really summarizes a lot of things, give you a lot of information in small bullet. So thank you so much, Zeeshan, and thanks for the team for having me today.
Thank you so much. And I think there are many lessons from this story of Reham that we heard today. But I think one thing that's going to stay with me is to have that 30 minutes
strategic silence.
Strategic silence. And I think I'm going to practice that, and you all should too. Well, this was Reham's story. Thank you for tuning into Behind Marketing Lines, and I'll see you in the next episode.